Wall Street Journal reporting that T-Mobile and Verizon are in talks to carve up regional carrier US Cellular. Joining us for more is Walter Piecyk of LightShed Partners. Good morning to you, Walter. Help us understand how you think this plays out, and I'm also curious whether you think regulators are going to allow all this to take place.
I mean, these transactions, let's handle the second question first, Andrew. These transactions typically take a long time. T-Mobile was just trying to buy an MVNO. That's not anyone that owns spectrum. This is the radio frequencies that the government really controls. And that took a very long time to get approved. The current administration was not a fan of the T-Mobile acquisition of Sprint. However, we do have an election coming up. So the length of this process will probably take it into 2025. And then the determination is going to be, whoever happens to be in the administration at that point. In terms of the deal itself, yep. I'm sorry, go ahead, Andrew.
No, go ahead. Talk about the deal itself.
I mean, the deal itself, this is just a company that's stuck around because the Carlson family, the owners, hadn't wanted to sell at a price that anyone wanted to buy at. And it's been sitting out there for a very long period of time. It's very small. I mean, it has a 1 or 2% impact on T-Mobile, even if T-Mobile bought the whole thing. And this article is not even talking about them buying the whole thing. That doesn't mean that the current administration, no matter how small it is, approves any deal, as we've seen, in countless deals that have been proposed, over the past year or so.
When you think about this deal, is there first of all, is there anybody else who would want to play in this at all in terms of a potential buyer? How much does US Cellular totally go for in the end? Right now, it's at $46.05. I mean,
the headline of the article, by the Journal was saying this was going to get split up by Verizon. That's really, it has to, because US Cellular has a joint venture with Verizon in some markets that Verizon has the ability to purchase. I'm not even sure T-Mobile can. I don't think there can be a transfer of control. I could be wrong on that, but Verizon has to be involved, at least in a portion of this transaction. And they might not be willing to purchase at whatever, US Cellular is willing to sell at. However, the transaction size that was talked about, $2 billion, shouldn't be enough to buy the remaining operations that are left. So there's one or two things happening here. Either the article fell short in describing that they're also going to assume the debt of US Cellular, or they're going to only buy a portion of US Cellular's assets, which would mean that US Cellular would still remain as a company unless they could figure out if AT&T or Verizon could come up with a price to buy the remainder of their operations.
Well, to go broader with me for a second, of the cellular providers, cable providers, what do you like these days? What do you not like?
I mean, connectivity is very difficult right now across the board, right? You're talking about a 2 to 3% growth business. Even the fastest growing company like T-Mobile and wireless is 4%. They're facing the challenges of a government subsidy program, ACP, that they're fighting to try and get funding for, adding it on into this FAA Act. So it's difficult to find attractive names in this space. We don't recommend anything in connectivity. Within that group,
Nothing. Not any of these names.
Nothing. Look, the end game here, Andrew, globally is consolidation. Clearly not under the Biden administration, but you look around the world, we are going to buy our communication services, our home broadband and our wireless, from one provider in the future. AT&T is at least executing on a strategy to build fiber to do that. T-Mobile now is starting to do that. They announced they're investing, a couple of $1 billion with Lumen to build fiber. That's the end game. If the administration changes and they're more willing, to have larger acquisitions, maybe we'll see that happen more aggressively.
Ask where you put the cable providers, Charter, Comcast, and the like, into this mix?
I mean, the home broadband market's under attack because they're building fiber and they're getting attacked on the fixed wireless side of things. So that is their remaining growth engine. They basically look and sound like a telco and now trade like a telco. So in Charter's case, consolidation may be its only way out at this point. I mean, look at the leverage and the amount of stock they're buying back as opposed to deleveraging the company. At least Comcast has some diversity in their assets, and their wireless business might have a little bit more strategic approach to how they're approaching the market.